Good afternoon and welcome to this Thursday, November 22nd edition of Westman Newsline. I'm Colton Yarch alongside Jordan Olson and Dylan Donald. In today's news, we'll bring you another update on the Phoenix Sinclair case, as well as some local squabbling regarding the new police board. And Jordan will be in with sports. Jordan, I hear Gary Bettman shot down a proposal in what seemed like seconds yesterday.
Pretty much, Colton. Both sides claim they're apart by about $40 million. Also prepared to be shocked, the Raptors lost another game. I'll have all those details and more later on in sports.
Thanks, Jordan. And Dylan will be in with weather. Dylan, I've been at this desk for about 5 hours now and haven't seen the sun in a while. What can I look forward to when I go outside this afternoon?
You used to play hockey, right, Colton? Well, grab your skates and start gliding down the streets, as they will be pretty slippery. Also, you should probably wear a jacket. Currently in the Wheat City, it's -9 and overcast, and we are experiencing some light snow. Winds at 28, gusting to 42 kilometers an hour from the northwest. I'll check back later on in the show with your full weather details.
Thanks, Dylan. Unnecessary and a joke? That's how city councillors Murray Blight and Jim McCrae describe Brandon's new police board. And their assessment has riled former Brandon Police Service Chief Richard Bruce. Bruce said the new board performs the role of giving Aboriginals and other minorities a better chance to have a say in how the city approaches policing. But some councillors feel the police board adds another level of bureaucracy to what is already an administratively heavy local governance. However, the decision is not the Wheat City's to make. According to the province's Police Service Act, every Manitoba municipality with a local police service must now have a board to improve transparency and accountability. A former supervisor at a Winnipeg Boys and Girls Club has described turbulent times in the lives of the parents of little Phoenix Sinclair, whose death is being examined by a provincial inquiry. Nikki Humanchek says she remembers Samantha Keymatch and Steve Sinclair's teenagers when she first met them at the club before Phoenix was born. She says Steve Sinclair was a guitar player who was surprisingly sweet, but she says Keymatch was immature, cognitively delayed, and had a hard time showing her emotions. Evacuees from Lake St. Martin will only have a few more weeks to move into modular homes near Gypsumville before the Manitoba government starts offering the homes to others. Eric Robinson, Manitoba's Aboriginal Affairs Minister, says a letter was sent to Lake St. Martin officials and evacuees this week. It asked everyone who applied to move into one of the modular homes bought by the province earlier this year to indicate by December 15th when they plan to actually move in. Robinson says that after December 15th, the homes will be offered to other First Nations. Manitoba healthcare workers could soon face fines if they get caught snooping into patient records without being authorized. The NDP government has introduced a bill that would forbid anyone from looking at personal health records unless required for work. The current Personal Health Information Act say people are only penalized if they divulge any information. The provincial ombudsman urged the government earlier this year to strengthen the law to ban unauthorized access. Still with healthcare, Manitoba's health minister says Ottawa should pause before allowing approval of a generic form of the powerful and addictive painkiller OxyContin. Federal Health Minister Leona Aglukkaq has already informed her provincial and territorial counterparts that she won't interfere in the approval process. But Manitoba's Teresa Oswald says the evidence is quite clear that OxyContin is creating devastation in every jurisdiction in Canada. She says the Harper government could delay approval by changing Canada's Food and Drug Act. Brandon University hosted a unique event earlier this week where people could buy a certain type of wall decoration. Westman Newsline's Eric McIsaac looked to replace his cherished Justin Bieber poster and then filed this report.
Every November for the past 10 years, the Knowles Douglas Student Union Center, located at BU in McMaster Hall, has been home to the Imaginus poster sale. Imaginus, a company based out of Toronto, puts together a poster sale for the students of BU and the public. At this sale, you are able to purchase almost any poster imaginable, ranging from heroes, movies, TV shows, icons, music, to just about anything. You're bound to find something that you will want to hang on your wall. BU student Jeffrey Acosta tells us what drew him into the poster sale.
I'm looking for Something music related, because I'm a music student, so it'd be nice to kind of have something instrumental on my wall.
All the posters at this event are very reasonably priced and well organized to make it easy to find just about whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, it's really easy. You just have to grab a paper and fill out the code number, the artist, and the title, and how much it is.
So if your walls are empty, or you just want to spice up any living space, this annual event is definitely worth checking out. With Westman Newsline, I'm videographer and reporter Eric McIsaac.
And with that, let's take a look at where today's money markets are currently sitting.
Newsline, produced by the IMA Media Production students of Assiniboine Community College. Local news, weather, and sports on Brandon's only TV newscast, Westman Newsline, airing at 1 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on WCG TV.
49 years ago today, shots were fired that forever changed American history. On November 22nd, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was shot in the head while his motorcade passed through downtown Dallas. He was declared dead 30 minutes later. Texas Governor John Connally was also wounded but survived. Police arrested Lee Harvey Oswald for the assassination and for killing police officer J.D. Tippit. 2 days later, while being transferred to a jail cell, Oswald was shot to death by Jack Ruby. Nearly a year later, despite the prevalence of conspiracy theories that remain till this day, a commission determined Oswald acted alone and was responsible for killing the president. The eruption of Mount Tongariro in New Zealand has shut down a major crossing that brings in tourist dollars. Lisa Owen tells us why business owners are still encouraging people to visit the area.
Step inside Stuart Barclay's office. You won't hear him complain about the view. It pays his wages. He's spent more than a decade guiding on the surrounding peaks, including Tongariro's Alpine Crossing.
I kind of feel that the mountain owns me, as it does all of us around here. We thrive, our livelihood is reliant on it.
Some of these hikers have been forced to take on other routes.
We wanted to do the Tongariro crossing, but obviously that's not going to happen now.
Normally, upwards of 80,000 trampers walk the Tongariro crossing each year, and this is peak season.
It's the equivalent of the Eiffel Tower, the Empire State Building.
But the mountain's most recent hiccup has shut down the route for now, and that means potential tourism dollars going up with this smoke.
No, it's not closed indefinitely. We will review the situation after 3 days.
A large-scale earthquake is basically unpredictable. We could be standing here now, and in 15 seconds' time we'll be sitting on the ground, having been shook from a large earthquake. Whereas with a volcano, it always puts its hand up. We get some form of unrest.
One holiday park operator's already fielding cancellations. For some, only the famed crossing will do.
But today, unfortunately, there was 26 camper vans checked out, and tonight we haven't got anybody to check in yet.
Changed plans aside, for these hikers, the trip's still magical.
Not disappointed, really.
Every day's a wow.
Every day, yeah.
Every day has been a wow since we got here.
And that's what locals want the world to know. They have more than one magnificent mountain to visit in their backyard.
That's it for news, but stick around. Dylan's up next with Newsline Weather.
Good afternoon with Newsline Weather. I'm Dylan Donald. We were fortunate for 2 days to see some nice weather, which is unusual for this time of year, but that has ended. Temperatures returning to normal, and in some cases well below the normal for the rest of the week. Currently in Brandon, it's -9 and overcast with light snow. Winds from the northwest at 28, gusting to 42 kilometers an hour. This evening, things will remain pretty much the same, but the flurries will diminish. Temperatures still sitting around that -8 mark and partly cloudy skies with winds from the northwest at 20 kilometers an hour. Overnight, it'll remain partly cloudy and the temperature should be around -16 degrees. Winds from the west at 15 kilometers an hour. Taking a look at the radar image now, there's a large cluster of precipitous cells that have made their way to our province and will bring us close to 1 centimeter of snow. Turning to the satellite image now, Cloud cover is still making its way over from the west coast. Turning to our 5-day forecast, temperatures for the most part are below normal or usual for this time of year. Friday, sunny sky and a high of -12 and a low of -17. Winds from the west at 15 kilometers an hour. Saturday, cloudy skies and a reasonable high of -3. Low of -17 and winds from the south at 10 kilometers an hour. Sunday, a high of -14 under a sunny sky. Low of -17 and winds from the northwest at 10 kilometers an hour. For the beginning of next week, Monday, sunny skies and a high of -12 and a low of -22. Winds from the southwest at 10 kilometers an hour. Tuesday, there's a mix of sun and cloud and a high of -13. A low of -15 with winds from the 15 kilometers an hour out of the west. Taking a look around the region for this hour, Winnipeg is sitting at -6 degrees, while Port Hope Prairie is sitting at -8. As well, Dauphin is also -8. Neepawa, Carberry, Killarney, as well as Minnedosa are sitting at -9, and Verdun rounds us out in at -8. The seasonal norms for this time of year is a high of -4 and a low of around -13. Record temperatures for this date were a high of 10.4 degrees back in 2006, and the record low was set in 1978 when temperatures dipped down to -26.8 degrees. Once again in Brandon, it's -9 and overcast and lightly snowing. Winds from the northwest, 28, gusting to 42 kilometers an hour. That's it for weather, but stay tuned. Jordan's up next with Newsline Sports.
Good afternoon with Newsline Sports. I'm Jordan Olson. Although the NHL and its Players Association met today, Union head Donald Fier said talks produced no movement on the major issues. Earlier, players gave management a new proposal that the union said left the two sides less than $40 million apart annually over a 5-year contract. But the NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman immediately rejected the plan, saying the chasm between the two entities is still too wide. Raymond Sessions hit a 16-footer with 28 seconds left and the Charlotte Bobcats made it a late defensive stand to beat the Toronto Raptors 98-97 Wednesday night for their 5th win in the past 6 games. The Bobcats led by as many as 10 in the 4th quarter, but the Raptors took the lead after a late run. Sessions made a jumper from just beyond the foul line that hit the rim twice before falling through to give the Bobcats the lead. Toronto had 4 shots to win it, but 2 resulted in blocks, and Andre Bargnani's baseline jumper fell short as time expired. Kemba Walker had 19 points and 7 assists for the Bobcats, while Sessions and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist each had 14 points. Bargnani had 25 points, and Jonas Valanciunas added 16 points and 16 rebounds for the Raptors. A McMaster Marauder is on top yet again. A perfect season for head coach Stefan Patazik has propelled him to the top of the Canadian University football coaching ranks. Patazik was named CIS Coach of the Year at the All-Canadian Awards banquet. Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski will miss tonight's game against the New York Jets. According to New England's injury report, Gronkowski injured his left arm in Sunday's game against Indianapolis. Earlier, Houston will be at Detroit and Washington is in Dallas as the CFL celebrates American Thanksgiving. And for an extra tight end to our sportscast, Scott Milanovich wants the Toronto Argonauts to control their libido during Grey Cup week. The Argos rookie head coach says he doesn't want the players scoring off the field prior to Sunday's game against the Calgary Stampeders. The Stamps are trying to get lucky in a different way. They're asked Grey Cup organizers to make space for Quick Six, their mascot horse that patrols the sidelines of games. And Colton, that's it for sports.
Thanks, Jordan. And that's all the time we have for you today. Be sure to join us again tomorrow for Brandon's only TV newscast, Westman Newsline.